Good day, everybody. This is Matthew Upton coming to you from ROFFS Ocean Fishing Forecasting Service on Monday, August 14th. And once again, we're going to go over the overall conditions via satellite imagery from sea surface temperature, which you see in front of you. The greeners and the green, the blue, the yellow are cooler water, the reds and oranges are warmer water. And we're just going to do an overall view of what's been going on in the canyon areas and inshore, Gulf Stream, and kind of tie everything together into August, which now we're into the bigger Northeast tournament season, July and August. And the White Marlin Open just finished this past weekend. Congratulations to all of ROFFS clients and participants, and also the winners. So let's look at the sea surface temperature imagery. And as always, we're looking at eddies, right? We're looking where the eddies are and where the flow is inshore. So when the most favorable conditions are where the water is pushing inshore, as opposed to when water's pulling offshore. So we're looking for that part of the eddy and filaments where it has been stable and has been pushing inshore or into good bottom structure or into the canyons for the relatively better conditions, usually. So what we see, and we've been tracking this, for a while, it's nothing new, but it's slowly moving now a little bit faster to the west, is this large Gulf Stream warm core ring. This water is up to 79, 80 degrees. We have a counterclockwise eddy that's way offshore of Tom's Canyon. We've got another clockwise eddy out here. That's not going to be any influence. There's another eddy system that's well offshore, clockwise rotation, well offshore of Ladonia and Oceanographer Canyon. That's offshore of 1,000 fathoms. There's another one coming way out east. That's not going to be in play for quite a while. But let's look at the canyon areas from Massachusetts to North Carolina. And what we see is what you can't see too well in the sea surface temperature imagery. That's why the ocean color data, chlorophyll imagery, becomes a lot more important, so you can distinguish these boundaries in the different water masses. But there's a clockwise eddy over Wilmington Canyon, pushing some water, some decent filament water between Wilmington and Baltimore. We got a Gulf Stream eddy counterclockwise rotating here. The Gulf Stream, of course, down here. And what's been unique this last couple of weeks, even during the White Marlin Open, is this northern push of the Gulf Stream. You can see the Gulf Stream filament water. There's another eddy right south of Norfolk, kind of east of Virginia Beach, that this Gulf Stream is pushed quite a bit north every once in a while this last couple of weeks, creating a unique situation where it may not be super productive, but it gives an opportunity to these fish that are in the Gulf Stream to make the bridge transition into the canyon area. So down here further south, we've got a nice, well-defined eastern edge of the stream. We got Pirates Cove tournament going on this week out of Oregon Inlet, and the Beach Haven Marlin tournament later on in the week. So if this is within range, this eastern side may be interesting for marlin. But there's another eddy that you don't see too well in the sea surface temperature, but there's another eddy right off the point right here. And a nice filament here for these guys to fish, hopefully for a couple days for Pirates Cove. And there, if you can't see it also too well, the Gulf Stream is kind of a little bit farther offshore, but there's some decent conditions out here related to the Gulf Stream. And the Gulf Stream water is actually not too far offshore for the Oregon Inlet crowd. What we do have noticed, and you'll see in the next image, is for this time of year, cooler than normal water. This is 73, 74, 75 at best off of Long Island to Block Island. The off of New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, we're talking 74, 75, 76. This is cooler than normal. Down closer to North Carolina, it's the temperatures closer to normal for this time of year, 80, 81 inshore, 79, 80, 81. But the Gulf Stream is warmer than normal. We've got readings of 86, even 86.5 degrees in the core of the Gulf Stream, which is relatively warmer than normal for this time of year. But the inshore waters and the canyons is a little bit cooler than normal. Notice a large amount of greener, cooler water coming down associated with this eddy here. So let's look at the ocean color data. This is the same time period, but we're looking at the ocean color data. Plenty of blue water, which is usually better for marlin. The blue-green, the bluer water, usually better for marlin and most species during the day because they can see the bait better, and the fish and the anglers can see what's going on a little bit better. Lots of green water inshore. Notice the large amounts of turbid green water, dirty water coming off of, South Jersey, Delaware, Maryland area. You probably want to avoid this stuff when you're fishing if you can. You can kind of see this eddy rotation off of Wilmington Canyon, pushing some decent water up and in between Wilmington and Baltimore. And you've got the eddy down here. You've got some bluer water here. Again, down further south at Norfolk, decent filament and eddy. You can see this eddy a lot better here off of North Carolina and the nice stream edge down there. But look at the amount of green water coming down and around. And this water, this water pushing in the fishtails block, even almost like the West Atlantis, pretty decent. There's some decent filaments up here off of New York, Rhode Island, Massachusetts to fish, but it just doesn't look too great hydrographer to oceanographer. The better conditions are a little off short of 1,000, but this area here, really good, really good. We're hoping we have the Mid-Atlantic tournament coming up next week. And we're hoping that these filaments that are peeling off this large eddy will slowly make their way down and be fishable for the Mid-Atlantic for you guys. I think might be some decent marlin action, hopefully. So that's about it. Stay tuned to ROFFS. We'll come back to you in a couple of weeks, but that's the whole overall look of the Northeast ocean conditions for the week of August 14th. Over and out.